Will you come in?
So good afternoon, everyone. If you're in Abu Dhabi, it's good afternoon. Don't know where in the world you are, but very warm welcome and lovely to have you all online and also in person. So this is Sona from Inner Space Center in Abu Dhabi. And today we have a lovely workshop coming up with Muazzam. Muazzam has been studying with Inner Space Center 2010. I've known Muazzam personally for the last 14 years, and he came to study meditation, and here he is today, a wonderful self-development and meditation teacher, to share with us what he has learned along his own journey. So today's topic is for those who might have felt a little bit lost along the way and are looking for ways to come back with strength to their original self. Is that right, Muazzam?
That's right.
So enjoy the 1 hour or 1 hour we have with Muazzam. And if anyone wants to learn meditation, please do connect with us. You're most welcome to come for free courses. As you all know, we have a workshop every Saturday. Usually we alternate between English and Arabic. Now, the next couple of Saturdays, we won't have a workshop because it's Eid holidays here. But after that, on the 29th, you're welcome back with me. So stay tuned. Over to you, Muazzam.
Thank you, Sonabin. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, guys, girls, everyone, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuhu. Good afternoon and good morning, maybe to a few. So warm welcome to this amazing session that we're going to be having today. Is how do we manage when we feel lost and down? I just hope that we don't feel this on a daily basis, but just I hope that we feel it only time to time, or once in a week or once in a month we feel lost and down. I hope it's not a regular basis. And if it is a regular basis, then we'll have to work on it more seriously and get it up and running. So to the ones who have joined, one request to all of you, if because what I like to do in my sessions usually is I like to keep it more reflective. I'd like to give it kind of a tool where you can work on yourself, because it's not about me giving a very strong presentation and then after that, 1 hour, it's gone. But I want to do it in such a way where I give you certain tools in the form of homework, in the form of reflective questions, where you can just reflect, go back, think what you can do to make things better, and how you can manage yourself when you are down, and always be on top of your game. So this is what I'd like to do. So request you to have a piece of paper, a book, a pencil. So that would help you. So if you don't have at least a note, something to write on, because there are questions, there are certain things that you'll have to participate. And the more you would participate, the more you will benefit with this session. So are we all ready to participate and be a part of this, learning? So it's two ways, whenever I, my teacher had said once, whichever topic is difficult to you, you teach it. So when you teach, you will learn yourself. So it's both ways, you're going to be learning and I'm going to be learning as well. So it's a partnership that we're going to be developing during this session. Are we ready for this? Yes. And do we have a yes? Do we have some? And I'll just go back sometimes, below just to read some of the chats. So don't mind. I like to just read and then come back to you. So Om Shanti from Kuwait. Yes. Ready? Are we ready? Okay, great. Great, great. Welcome, all of you. And so good to see you. And we have one participant live, which is Mariam, which is so many of them are online. Mariam is in the center and listening live to us. And how we can go about is you can ask questions in between. You don't have to wait. Sometimes if it's a longer question, you can ask me towards the end. If it's a question pertaining, to some of the points, you can just stop me in between, ask me the question. I'll be able to help you. You can ask your question in the chat box. I can read it and then I can express it to you. If you can have your videos on, it'll be good. So, I can see you as well. So all of these things, just the basic things to get us up and running for the next 1 hour from here. All right. So before we understand, how to manage, when we are and lost, we need to understand why do we feel lost and down. It's very important. If you're going to the doctor, the doctor, in order before he comes to you with a remedy, he will certainly like to diagnose why. And nowadays, what I've seen is this is such a common phenomenon that I just feel, maybe you would say the energy levels or whatever, we just feel down. And most of the times we are unable to give a reason for it. Like, I don't know why I feel lost. I don't know why I'm feeling down. So does this relate to you in some ways? No? So, we just say, oh, I don't know. Then who knows? You should be knowing why you're down. So we are in a situation where we really don't know why we are down. Sometimes our mood is up, cheerful. Sometimes you're absolutely kind of trashed and down and low and crying and those mood swings. And then how do we manage that? Yeah, indeed. Okay, yes, okay. So all of these things, so how can we manage all of these is the trick here, all right? And why does it happen? We need to understand, first of all, because once we understand why it happens, then I would not say that immediately, you will have within an hour's time, you'll be perfect at it. At least if you understand why it's happening, and if you understand the solutions, then you can work on yourself, right? Life is all about working on your own self and becoming a better version of what you were last minute, not even yesterday, but which means that every moment of yours is an opportunity to be better version of yourself, right? So why is it happening? It's okay. Let me read one of the comment. It's what we put in our mind dictates our mood. Yes, Hamza. And why do we put those things in our mind is what we need to understand. It's like our mind has become like a garbage bin, unfortunately. We just keep throwing all the trash into our minds. Something that has happened maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we still had, oh, this person said that to me. That person must have said and forgotten about it, but we still remember that. So we need to evaluate whether our mind is a garden of roses or is a garbage. So, and slowly, how we can filter it. Yeah. If you see nowadays, when it comes to drinking water as well, we make sure that we don't drink tap water. We say, let me make sure that is this filtered water? And then if it is filtered, we drink it. to our thoughts, our emotions, and anything, we just keep taking things, right? So we need to understand that in the first place. And in order for us to be understand all of these things, we need to be aware. AWARE. Because awareness is power. Let me tell you a little bit more about awareness. What happens is, if you see most of the people who get diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, depression, all of these, they don't happen actually in a second. Right? It takes time. And it is building the diseases. But in most of the cases, we land up to the doctor only when we are hit with the disease, which means while the disease was being cooked inside, what was happening? We were not aware. We being aware about it, what would happen? We would have been able to prevent it. Okay? The same way, most of the diseases nowadays are psychosomatic. All right. Let me explain to you a little bit about that also. 90% of the diseases are psychosomatic, which means it is related to what we think and what we feel. Right. And if we've had a journey of thinking and feeling in a bad way, we've developed a disease. Now, once we are more aware about what we think, what we feel, right, we will be in a better position to eradicate that thing from the root. And we can manage ourselves in a better way. For example, right, whatever personality you are having now, right, it is basically the result of the thoughts, the labels that you have, right, and the feelings that you have created that becomes your personality. Right? So whatever thought is there inside, whatever feelings are that there inside, we feel that this is me. And we don't give an opportunity, time for ourselves to look into and see what kind of feelings, what kind of thoughts do I have. So we are running our lives just simply being unaware of what's happening. It's like, if you are driving a car, initially when you're driving the car, when you learn to drive the car, what happens? You're very aware. Like this is the first gear, the second gear, this is the mirror, this is the side, this. You're very alert and aware. Yeah, you're used to driving, correct? What happens after a couple of years? You just driving without being aware about it. And people, when do they get tickets, accidents, or things like that? Not when they are learning, because they're fully aware. It's only mostly when you are experienced driver, overconfident, unaware, right? And taking things for assumption, that's the time when you get penalties, fines, accidents. So very few, like, when you're learning, you commit accident because you're fully aware into that process of driving. But then later on, you think, okay, I can manage it. And you go into that rut of not being fully aware. Exactly the same thing is happening to us now. We're not aware of our thoughts, of our feelings, of our emotions, right? And just taking it for granted. And that has become a habit. And with that habit, we're leading our lives. And we don't know what to do, unfortunately. All right. So one thing that I'd like like you to write it down. One thing is like thoughts and feeling. All right, is the language of the mind. Sorry, thoughts and emotions. All right, thoughts and emotions is the language of the mind, and feeling is the language of the body. So whatever thoughts and emotions I have is the language of the mind, and feelings, okay, is the language of the body. So which means that there is a direct connection between the thoughts, right, and how you feel. So if you've got rotten thoughts inside, negative thoughts, blaming thoughts, right? What is the feeling of you when you get up in the morning or throughout the day? Very low, right? And unfortunately, there is no pill. If you can go to the pharmacy and say, I'm feeling very low today, it might give you some energy pills, but again, that is not going to lift you up because it's connected to your thoughts and to your emotions. And that's how you're feeling, right? And you're not aware about your thoughts, about your emotions and your feelings. But the moment you become a master of your thoughts, of your emotions, then you know, okay, so even when a thought comes, which is negative, what I do now is I say, where is this thought? It doesn't belong to me. Shoo, let me throw it out. Why? When can I do this? When I'm aware about it. If I'm not aware, I'm just leading a life, then every single thought, because it's been proved that there are 60,000 thoughts on a daily basis. 60,000. So imagine all these thoughts that are there. Now, if you don't have an empowering thought, the feeling that you have is so vulnerable. And so far, you've been very quiet, and I don't like that. Any questions, Mariam, so far?
What's the 60,000 per
Yeah.
What about people who have ADHD? Is that the thoughts? Because I'm one of them.
People who have
ADHD.
ADHD. Okay. Now, on an average, it is 60,000 thoughts, 60 to 65,000 thoughts. What happens is with the people, it's more to do with the quality of thoughts. And also, um, there is no system of awareness and silence. So just keeps coming from the time you get up. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to go there. Da, 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 da. So, and even if I'm sitting down doing nothing, there are more thoughts. If I'm idle, there are much more thoughts than when I'm occupied. So more, yeah, especially before sleep, I'm thinking and it keeps running. So it's more to do with I could continue having 60,000 thoughts, but I need to find a way how I could make those thoughts more qualitative.
In addition, I was reading about don't believe anything you think.
Yeah.
Because me in life, I'm so practical.
Yeah.
But with my emotions, I don't know how to deal with it, especially because I'm so emotional person.
Yeah.
I can control it in some situations, but in some situations,
You can't.
my weak point is attachment.
Mm.
Yesterday was a disaster there.
Yeah.
I was about to lose my cat, but alhamdulillah, after 3 hours I found him.
Yeah.
I felt I would have a heart attack.
Mm.
Even though I'm taking some medication for
Yeah.
stress and panic attacks.
Yeah.
It was not working.
It's not, yeah.
And so it's, if the thought has come,
Yeah,
it's not the problem.
yeah,
The problem is how you're thinking about this thought,
yeah,
then your feelings start working.
correct.
So how can I avoid feeling?
Yeah,
How can I detach the thought from the feeling?
yeah.
I tried many times.
Mm.
It is hard on me, but still I don't know the proper way to do that.
Okay. You cannot avoid the thoughts and the feelings because whatever thoughts are directly thought is the language of the mind. All right. So whatever thoughts you feel, you think, and feeling is the language of the body. So it has a direct connection. What we can do is change or edit the quality of our thoughts. For example, as you said, for your cat was lost for 3 hours and you were kind of feeling panicking about it, all right? So instead of thinking, so you were thinking 10 thoughts, what would happen to the cat? Maybe somebody had killed it, maybe it had an accident. So you keep multiplying the negative thoughts. The moment you have the negative thoughts, basically what they do is they multiply, they compound, which means multiply in big numbers. Oh, and then what I do, if my cat is dead, it will have, so just simple things. What you can do is a very simple technique is a full stop. What if? Stop. So when you put a full stop out there to the thoughts that are negative, let me put a full stop. Let me send good wishes to the cat wherever it is safe. Because when you think negative, it is having a negative impact on the cat also. But when we say, let me put a full stop and let me put some good wishes, you're turning adversity into positivity. The same thing can be done to anything. Whenever there is a situation where you feel absolutely gutted, lost, down, all right, over any situation, right? The first step is, right, let me put a full stop. Because the moment you put a full stop, the negative thoughts that would be, it's more to do with the consequential losses and the thoughts that will come. So what I can do is, I don't want to waste my time with this. Just want to put a full stop and send some good wishes to whatever is going to happen. And it's going to be good. Yeah? Anything from the audience? Let me read if there is any question. Yeah, it should be a botanical garden. Any questions so far? You can
I have a question, brother.
Yes,
I have a
sure,
question.
brother.
Okay, you spoke only for 15 minutes and I have like so many questions.
It's good. Tell me.
Okay, so my friend, which comes first, the emotions or the thoughts?
The
Second,
thoughts.
like the thoughts. Okay, and what are the difference between the feeling and the emotions?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then, what are the type of thoughts that we have?
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Good question. I think it's a good if I answer, like, it'll benefit everyone. Now, first of all, it is the thought that comes, all right? And every thought carries an emotion. And the types of thoughts that are there is, one could be a very neutral thought. For example, I need to go for shopping. It's a very neutral thought. It doesn't have what is attached to it. Nothing, okay, I'll go for shopping. I'll be very stable, kind of. That's a neutral thought. All right. And the second would be a positive thought. All right. Today, I am going to, whatever park, I'm going to pray, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to do some service, I'm going to help out people, I'm going to benefit people. So anything of all these things where you and humanity is being served, right? It's a positive thought, right? And positive thought could also be saying positive things about yourself. Like, I feel better, I feel good, I am positive, I am peaceful. So all of these comes under positive thoughts. And with positives, you have good emotions, all automatically, the emotion is the immediate result of that thought. So, for example, now when I'm talking to you, I feel so good about it. The thought that is coming is, I'm serving you. And that thought of that I'm serving you is giving me a good emotion of a smile. And that smile is giving me a good feeling from inside. Wow, I'm doing something better. So that's the thought, the emotion, the feeling, and the other thought that could be negative thought. Negative thought is all of the blame game, all of that, what we, why did this happen? Why only me? Why not this? Why did it happen to me 10 years ago? Why did he say that? Something that has basically is going to be just sitting down. And all of these negative thoughts, when you have, it actually sits down in your subconscious mind. There is a conscious mind, there is subconscious mind. Because every time you is you're taking that food from your subconscious mind. So you've thought about a negative thought. Okay, why did he do this? Why did he shout at me? Why did he this? You put that question, it goes into your subconscious mind. And now the moment it goes into your subconscious mind, it's not taken out. It's still sitting down. All right. And you feel low because it's still there inside your subconscious mind. And one of the most important things is the judgments that we have about people. He is like that, she is like that. All of the judgments that we have is again going to be all negative. If we can't change anybody, we don't have the right to be judgmental about them. Instead, what happens is whenever we are, maybe the person is not the way that we expect him to be, but whenever we are judgmental about people, what happens is we are blocking him from whatever we need to receive from him or her. So all of these judgments that we have, the moment we see people, the moment we analyze, oh, he is like that, we put people in boxes. Right, he's an angry person, he's this, he's that. What are these? Basically, all of my negative thinking. And we don't even realize, we're not even aware. Every judgmental about people, okay, is actually a negative thought. And we're affecting ourselves. And then every now and then, when we are judgmental about others, we get judgmental about our own selves. Negative thought, and then we have destructive thoughts. Destructive thought is actually trying to like kind of putting us into where people go to psychiatrics, where people end up in depression and suicidal, that my life is of no use, I'm worthless, kind of all these destructive thoughts which lead to suicidal. And by the way, the number of suicide cases are very high. So all of these is destructive thoughts. So positive thoughts, neutral thoughts, negative thoughts, and destructive thoughts. So imagine if I'm not saying that we will not have, after the session, we will not have negative thoughts at all. But at least now, what we are saying is be aware about it. So for example, if you have floods coming into your room, or if you have some dirt coming into, you're aware, you will close the window, right? The same way, what we need to do is whenever there is a negative thought that is emerging, right? We need to be just aware, okay, this is coming. Because when you resist, why it is coming? I'm not supposed to, I attended the session, now it should not come. No. Because you've created a habit. See, from the time when we were born, when we were kids, we always had only two thoughts: neutral, we had to play, and we had to eat. So it was mostly neutral and positive thoughts. But then from the time we've grown up, right, we've cultivated that habit of negative thoughts, of taking from the world, taking from the people, expectations from the people, and what it has done to us. It has put us in such a bad situation where we are close to being depressed. And most of the times, we don't have that energy. We say our energy levels are gone down. One of the prime reasons for having blood pressure, diabetes, all of these diseases, nothing but connected to the thought levels. If we can eradicate that from the root, most of the doctors don't think too much, they'll say. But most of the times we don't know how to think. In schools, in colleges, in universities, something that is always going to be there with us is thinking till the time we are dead. Because once we are dead, the thought is stopped. All right. So till the time we are alive, we're going to be continuously, there's never going to be a time where we're not going to be thinking. So what is important is while we're alive, we're going to be breathing. And while we're breathing, we are going to be thinking. So it's two important areas. And when we think, in the right way, being fully aware, right? That's the time when we are aware and alert, we'll be more powerful to slowly again drive out the negativity. So we need to say to ourselves, let me destroy and uncreate all these negativity. Right? I hope I've answered. Anything else, guys? Any other questions?
Instead of controlling the thoughts from positive to negative, is it possible to get that thoughtlessness stage in life, whether neither positive nor negative should matter?
If you can repeat a little bit loudly, it would be better. So I can answer properly.
I mean
Yeah.
to say, instead of focusing on positive thoughts and negative thoughts and struggling with them, is it possible to get that thoughtlessness stage in the life, like your mind to that state where there is thoughtlessness? Neither positive thoughts matter nor negative thoughts matter.
Very
We
good
could
question.
be, mute spectators to the thoughts. Thoughts will come, they will go. They should not interfere with our biology, I mean to say,
Yeah.
with our state of mind.
Very smart question. Very smart question. Yeah. Actually, when you silence the mind, when you practice silence, you reach a stage where the number of thoughts are less, right? And people say that, that try to reach a thought try to reach a point where there is no thoughts, absolutely no thoughts. But when you try to reach that stage of no thoughts at all, then immediately another thought appears. You say, don't think, So suppose if I tell you, don't think of a red zebra. All right, what happens? The red zebra appears in front of you. Don't think of a black elephant. The black elephant comes in front of you. So when we try to resist that, I don't want to have any thoughts, right? That's the time when I'm trying to resist and more number of thoughts would continue to come, right? So this is what my personal feeling is about. And I also was thinking, I don't want to think at all. Let me just be in a state, let me sit silently and think nothing. And my personal experience again, when I was trying to do that, Okay, for a minute I was, but then after that, there's more. Okay, now what to do? Sit down silently and do what? Yeah, so it has to be practical also. Meditation, silence is very practical. It is not that, something where you kind of reach nowhere, but it is something which is very practical, and you can reach a stage where you can overcome all this, but in a very practical way. Not that I need to reach zero level. So from 60,000, suppose if somebody reaches zero thought, what will happen? So thoughts would be there. The only way would be, how I can reduce that to quality thoughts, right? The negative thoughts will be there, because I wouldn't say that, and don't have to beat yourself for the negative thoughts. Again, don't feel guilty about it also. Oh, I still have this negative thought. Oh, I'm still not this thing. No, it's a part, because we overjudge, over blame ourselves and make guilty. So don't put that also. Oh, I have this, I still have. It's okay, because the moment you have mercy on yourself, right, that's the time when you can improve. It's okay. Today I've had 10 negative thoughts. Tomorrow I'll have 8. So give a softer target to begin with. Don't say, okay, from 10 I'll have 0 thoughts. But then it's a progress, it's a journey, and you should enjoy that journey. So even this journey of being a better version of how to manage the low and the downs and the loss, you have to enjoy that journey. Don't beat yourself to being a perfect. Perfection is not there. Just getting better, enjoying with what you have, what you're going through is also fun. And you'll enjoy the process. It's not about the destiny when you reach, it's perfect. You don't enjoy that. The journey which is there with a little bit of flaws, with a little bit of negativity, and improving it on a daily basis is lots of fun.
May I say something?
Sure.
Yeah, I think when we live the moment,
Yeah,
that is the time we can say that thoughtlessness, I mean, minimum of thoughts. If
absolutely.
we are,
Yeah.
yeah, I found that, with practice, I found that living the moment, whatever we are doing, just concentrating on that.
Absolutely. And whatever you're living and loving that moment. So, for example, if you are in a profession, you are in a job that you don't like, all right, and you
Yes,
just pushed into, then that consumes basically 8 to 10 hours of your daily basis. For example, if you are a teacher and if you hate,
yes,
just giving an example, then you're not living in the moment, because not loving that moment. You're always thinking, oh, this children and and they're making noise, they're making mischief and and you're living and loving in that moment. So you have to really think what passion you have, what really drives you, because a significant portion of your time goes in what you do. And if you don't love what you do, then the negative thoughts keep expanding, right? So see what your passion is. And if you can live in that moment, if you can be in that moment, then the quality thoughts automatically rise. For example, now when we are in this session, if you've seen, or with all of us, including myself, the negative thoughts would have probably been coming down. So while we're in the present, enjoying something which is relishing, or thoughts, there could be some negative thoughts still that could come, but it would reduce significantly. So find a purpose, find something that you really would love to be in. And that's how, because if you're going to be idle, if you're going to be sitting down, doing nothing, just say, I'll be silent, all right, doing nothing, then that is actually going to increase the number of your negative thoughts.
So I have a same question regarding this. It is being said that sometimes you have to do nothing, and
Yeah,
sometimes you should allow yourself to do nothing, and
yeah.
that will going to create some creative thoughts. So I'm wondering how, because
Good,
once in
good
a week
question.
on, let's say, Saturdays, I don't want
Mm,
to do anything. I have
mm.
no regime. I don't want to watch anything useful. I don't want to watch movies. I just want
Yeah,
to waste my time, but still I do something which pleases me.
yeah.
So, any thoughts about this?
Good question again. Doing nothing and, being with yourself, it's like creating a relationship with my own self. So the moment you're doing nothing, all right, you are with your own self. And if you are, because most of the times, see, 90% of your times is with your own self. But what has happened is you don't love your own self. That's the reason why you're looking outside of the world. So I can love something like, I'm looking at the car, I'm looking at my work, I'm looking at my probably wife to get married or whatever. All of this, most of the times, because I don't have a relationship with my own self, I'm trying to connect myself to the outside world, right? And the more I am able to ground myself and connect and make a relationship with my own self. When I'm saying I'm doing nothing, I can just pamper myself. Wow, Muazzin, I'm so lovely. Muazzin, I'm so peaceful. I'm getting there. So the moment I spend quality time with my own self, right? And the authentic me, and I'm going to enjoy with my own self and doing nothing but just being with myself. It's so much of fun writing about something, thinking and seeing what I need to, and simply just doing. Sometimes I just need to be quiet and wow, just enjoy the moment. That's also good. So why not actually? So you can be, but see that when you are in silence, you're not going into the negativity and you're not going down, right? And that's when you have built a relationship with your own self. Okay?
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
yeah. Mariam, you had some question.
I think my thoughts.
Very good.
All will come up.
Oh, it's a
I
fantastic. Yeah, somebody.
we actually cannot hear the question, sir.
The question. Okay, let me reiterate the question. I'm sorry. Mariam asked, like, what if I could write down my thoughts? Okay, how will that help?
And
Okay,
sorry to interrupt, just one question which is related
sure.
to this writing thoughts. It's
Yeah,
been said usually often doing your own mental healing or when you go through some session, it is always said that please write yourself today every day few words about what you have done. It's
yeah.
been always said. So how does writing thoughts help in a longer way? Thank you.
How does writing thoughts? Yeah, it. I would say everybody should have the habit to write. I write on a daily basis. I share on a daily basis, and because when you write, you can reflect. It gives you a chance to reflect back. All right, because if you are not writing, what happens is you're not able to articulate in a better way. When you write things down, you are able to see it more clearly. So somebody, if he comes to me to make any decision, I would say, come on, let's write it down. Because in the mind, it becomes more like a hodgepodge. In Hindi, we say khichdi. It means everything mixed together. You know khichdi, Mariam?
True.
So when we write things down, we're more clear about us, our own selves. Like, when I write about my own this thing, I am a loving being. So I'm more, wow, is that I am? Okay, I am, yes. So when I write things about myself, what I feel about myself, all right, and I don't feel, I'm getting a chance. That's why during this session, I said, initially take a piece of paper and this thing. And I love to write because then, you have your connections. Earlier, if you see people, the students, they didn't have this tablets and this. So there was a lot focused on the writing part, right? And if the teacher had to give any punishment, I still remember they would make us write. I will not talk in class, write it 100 times. Suppose if she catches us,
Yes.
that is the only way. So they will make us, there was some connection. That's why they made us, I will not write. Yeah, I will not talk. I will not make mischief. So there would be some connection. That's why the teachers the traditional teachers would make us write. I will not make mischief. I will not this thing. I will not this thing. They would make us write. Okay, and then they would see it. Did you write 100 times? Show me the book. They would check it. Okay, and then this thing. So, and then maybe that goes, when you write it, it has to do something more with the mind that you're not going to be doing that then. All right. So, yes, it helps a lot.
Even the negative thoughts.
Even the negative thought. I have this thing and I need to work on this. All right. It helps you. The only way that you can get better is being honest to my own self. I don't have to be honest to anybody else. I just need to be honest to my own self. If I'm honest to my own self, if I know that this is where my issue is, then only I can help to get better. But if I'm cheating my own self, right, I'm not recording. And once you record it, then you feel that, yes, it's something that I need to work on. And even asking the questions, like, suppose if I have an issue of being judgmental about people. So just writing that negative thought and then asking, how can I get better with that? And just leaving it there. And the universe at the right time will help you. Whatever questions, empowering questions you have about your own self, the universe will help you provide with an answer. So you don't have to beat yourself finding an answer, just being honest. I think I have a problem with attachment, right? Suppose if you read 100 books also, sometimes it doesn't work. But then just saying, I have a problem with attachment, right? That's one that you have accepted that you have. How can I improve on being detached? Just ask that question, write it down at the right time. Things will connect to you. Yeah. Is it good enough? Anything else?
Perfect.
Keeping or
Just writing and keeping it. No need. Just write and keep it and go back, and then the universe will at the right time will provide, and that energy works very well.
the negative thoughts, or not negative, let me say if I release my feeling by writing.
Yeah.
I feel scared or
Yeah.
stressed or sad or blah, blah, blah. Like I'm just writing my feeling
Yeah.
without thinking.
Yeah.
Then usually they say after you write, burn the paper or you.
Yeah.
kill the
Okay.
paper.
Good question. Another question that Mariam has raised that, I have, if I write about my negative, I burn it. That's also another technique that could, if you feel better, like, I want to burn out, like if you could say, I want to burn out my negative feeling, write it down, burn it out, through it. That also could work. The moment you are writing it down, you are expressing your emotions, your feelings, right? And you feel a little bit better. It's like talking to somebody else. Now, sometimes what happens is when you talk to the other person usually, don't be judgmental about, but what it's been said is when you talk to another person, the other person is actually very happy that you're in problem. So more than 50% of the times, the other person, so you are going to the other person with a problem, and the other person is very happy. Good that he's in problem. He'll listen to you, but he in the mind, he's thinking, oh, good, you're in problem. So when you write to your own self, right? You're taking that power to change from yourself. So your life is more, in your control, expecting from others. Otherwise, what happens? I have a problem, I run to this friend. I have another problem, I run to that other friend. I have this problem, and my life is shattered, running to 10 different people for 10 different problems. I need to be a master of my own self, taking charge of my life, taking charge of my up and downs, being aware about the downs and the loss that I have. It's not saying that, no, and another thing is, I shouldn't be saying that, no, I don't have, I'm okay, I'm still okay. No, if you are feeling down, let's accept that. Okay, and right now I feel that I'm a little bit down. How can I get up now? How can I move up? So just being that honest to yourself, what has gone wrong today? Why do I feel this way? Okay, what has gone beyond my thoughts, my emotions, and why am I feeling that way? But just going back to it, asking relevant, empowering questions would help you come out of it. And the universe is supporting you. Trust me, the universe supports you when you ask empowering questions. When you say, and also the universe supports you when you are saying that, oh, I'm so depressed. Oh, I feel so low. Oh, no. The universe supports you and makes you feel more low. It's both ways. Are you getting me? So be very watchful and careful of the thoughts and the words that you speak, because this goes around in the universe and comes back to you. The moment you say, I'm too attached, I feel this, I feel sad, I feel all these words, all right? When you say, and it doesn't differentiate saying it in a joking way, whether you say it in whatever way. So all these words, whatever you've said, will come back to you in a bigger way. So be very watchful. So whenever you feel that way, tell me, how can I get it better than this? And the universe helps you then.
Can I say I feel sad? How can I help myself to get
out of it?
I will be
Yes.
honest with myself.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll ask the
Then
question,
yeah,
and I will
good.
leave.
And just leave it, yes. And it helps, in a very big way, rather than saying, this guy did this to me. Why did he do this? Why can't he do this? With all this, yes, I feel sad. How can I get better? When you go to the doctor, you don't say, okay, I am having this pain. Doctor, how can I get better? It's the same way. Think the universe is the doctor, right? How can I feel better? The moment you get up, how can I have a day with ease, peace, joy, and abundance? Ask them, and you will get the answers. Because we are not in tune with ourselves and aware with ourselves, that's the reason why we are so low and down. How it can? It can when you are aware, when you are with yourself 100%, it will. Because our body is somewhere else, our soul is somewhere else, our heart is somewhere else. It's all in different parts now. So when we are with ourselves 100%, it will provide you the answer.
I remember a quote from Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
He said, "You did not got it because you ain't asked for it."
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a very good. I did not read this quote, but one of the quote that Mariam, that you did not get it because you didn't ask for it. So somebody who wants, suppose if you want God also, ask for it, you will get it. So
do you think asking is important always?
Yeah, it's empowering asking. Asking means not like, why he did this to me, why he's not like this. Asking, how can it?
No, if you want something like, so is it necessary to ask?
Yeah.
Because what I have been taught, pardon me, I mean, I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
They say never ask God or for anything because He knows the best and He'll provide you the best. So these two statements are different. I just want more clarification on this.
Good question. Good question. Like when you want to be in an empowering situation, all right, this, how can I get better? It's like, it's an empowering question to help you move out from your own zone, which is there. And with this, what happens is you take charge of your own self because you want to improve on yourself. Right? So when you are asking empowering questions, right? This is what it has happened to me. How can I get better? This is the thing. How can I move up? Just leave it. And trust me, the answers will come at the right time. Right? It's not about asking, okay, how can I get $100 million tomorrow? You can ask that as well. But it's not kind of begging, okay, give me this. People usually when they ask is, give me this, I want this, I want this. So it's not that about that want. It's how can I? So how can I get better than this? But that's a more empowering question when you ask that
So
way.
it's about how I do it,
Correct.
asking the way rather than getting the thing, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a very different way of
Yes.
making yourself more in control. How I can get that? It's not that it
How
does
can I?
abracadabra where okay,
Yeah.
God gives you, okay,
Yes.
take this. It doesn't happen that way. But it's
Yeah.
usually
How can I?
yeah. How can I get it?
Great.
Kishore,
Great.
you
Thank you
do it.
so much.
And then you'll
Thank
have
you.
to work it out. You'll have to work it out. The onus is on me, how I'm going to get it done. Yeah. Okay,
Perfect.
comments? Okay, perfect. Let me just look at the comments now. Beautiful session. Thank you, brother. Okay, thank you. The privilege of a lifetime to become who you are truly. Yes, it's basically a privilege. Okay. Sometimes I think people can interpret your thoughts and maybe misuse against you. So fear of that being sabotaged. Okay. So sometimes the people can misinterpret your thoughts, and so when you are and maybe misuse against you. So yeah, it could happen. Where and so fear of that being sabotaged. I think it's more to do with the corporate world where people misinterpret and misunderstand you and misunderstand what you're saying. But as long as you're genuine and if you are saying for the benefit, like, what I feel is, what I say is every thought of mine and every word of mine should be for the benefit of myself and others. So when I have that and when I say it with a lot of honesty, with a lot of benefit, and then I don't have that fear of what the other person will interpret or how it will be. And if he does, then I can say it to him. So mostly I would say that I am going to be making sure that I say and think mostly for the benefit. And if the other person does, then I don't want to be judgmental. I hope I can clear it. It's most of the times, maybe sometimes the person has not even thought about it. But we in our mind are thinking that person has thought about us. So we are misjudging of what the other person has not even thought. We are thinking that he has already thought about us. And if he thinks it's fine, we can't really control other people. I just want to be in a position to control my thoughts, my emotions, my feelings. I really cannot. And get this on a piece of paper or whatever, I cannot control what other people will think, feel about me. And it is not my business. I can always send good wishes for other souls, other people, but I cannot really think. And there would be people in this session, and there could be, and I'm not going to be thinking whether this person, what is he thinking? What did he think about what I said? I really cannot think about that. What I'm going to say is growth, and I hope that it makes a lot of sense and benefit to people. Yeah. So we move on. It's already been 5. Can we go on a little bit? And because it's supposed to be, I'm supposed to wind it up by 5, but the questions have gone a little longer. Can I proceed with certain things? Permission.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah, and all agree to it, yeah? Because I've got lots, but we just got stuck on with one thing, okay, with a lot of questions. Another thing what we need to do is we need to simply check your own self, all right? And not others. We are not here to check on others, all right? Because we don't have that responsibility of checking on others. Okay, so the question would be that you can ask, what new or more did I learn about myself today? So again, another very empowering question. Okay, what new? Like, sometimes I don't know myself. I felt so every day when I ask myself, what new I learned about my own self today? Very good. And what would you like to give up right now about the old me? Now, this is another empowering question. What would you like to give up? Like, there is a baggage, what you have. Think about something right now. Let's do this as an exercise. Everybody has a little bit of baggage, a little bit of negativity, a little bit of, low. So what do you want to give up right now, today, to help you feel better? So you can think about it. Again, you don't have to tell me. So what do you want to give up? I would like to give up, this negativity and feeling low about me. Majority of the problem comes when you feel low about your own self. Taban. Arif Taban? So Mariam understands. Taban means really feeling low, tired. All right. So when I feel low about myself, so I just want to give away that thought that I don't want to ever feel low about myself. So it's again the onus about me. So what do I want to give up? Feeling low about myself. Okay. And what do I want to feel? I want to feel high about myself. So think about a thing that you feel, what you want to give up, and keep giving it. This is kind of, you can even do it in action. This is not good to me. Universe, I'm just throwing it out. This negativity is not helping me. This complaining attitude is not helping me. Take it, throw it. Take it, throw it. So every day when you keep doing it, throwing the rubbish, right? Because this is what you need to do. Even the clothes that you wear, you don't wear the same clothes for 1 month. You wear it for a day and then you give it for washing and then you again wear it. The same way, what has happened in our mind is all the rubbish, and I'm sorry to use the word, all the rubbish that has been accumulated, maybe 15 years back also, it's still there. And that's one of the reasons it is holding me and keeping me to the position that I am. So people, when they say, I feel very emotional, or I'm an emotional person, they feel it's good to be emotional. No, it is not good to be emotional, because they've taken a lot of rubbish inside and kept it to be rotten. And that's why they feel emotional about it. So what I need to do, simple thing, I just need to say, I need to throw that rubbish out of the window and I don't need it. Clear?
Yes.
So all these files that are there inside, I just need to say, okay, I allow myself to throw all the rubbish and be honest to yourself. Nobody is an angel and we're almost in the same boat. Let's allow ourselves to throw all the rubbish, feel lighter. So somebody who wants to, reduce his weight or something. So one of the biggest weight is the emotional baggage that we have. Sometimes when the emotional baggage is taken out, all right, the physical weight becomes much more easier. So people are trying all the diets or whatever, but the weight is not being reduced. It's because the emotional weight is too much and we can't reduce that. All right, dear? I have so many things, but now, all right, just one last thing is, who is feeling down? The last thing is basically, it's not Mariam. Mariam is with me over here. Mariam who's feeling down, but the inner being, which is the you, is feeling down and low. So what we need to do is we need to keep empowering the real you, which is the inner being. So when we keep empowering that, you will come to a stage where you feel up. What has happened is we have a mask. We have a lot of labels that is attached. I'm a mother. I am so and so. My thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, all of the masks that I have worn, it doesn't help me to empower the real me. What is the real me? What are we born with by default? We're born with being peaceful. Go back to you being a child. How, we are all the time smiling, right? How peaceful we were. How, that's our true nature. So what are we born with? We are born with peace. We're born with happiness. We're born with being joyful. We're born with power. All right. We're born with truth. Right. And what has happened is over a period of time, the peace has converted to peacelessness. Right. So the real me is covered with not the real me. So you have to just take out that peacelessness, say, I am, empower the real me, which is the truth, the peace, the purity, right? When you empower that, nothing can impact you. You can manage yourself better. Because we are covered with that mask of peacelessness, unhappiness, complaining, we have all the masks. I am so and so. So all these masks don't allow me to deliver and demonstrate and experience the real me. Okay? So when you are able to, empower yourself, be aware, all right? We've just taken few things and it has gone so long. And we hope to catch up in the next session. And just if somebody can, if you can tell us what you loved about or what you're going to take from this session, so and practice it, it will be helpful. It's not about a session to demonstrate my skills to you, but it's about, the session is about what you will take, practice, and improve from you. So within the session. So anybody can start. What have you taken from this session? And what did you love?
Yes. I though learned, how can I? How can I? Instead of asking, how can
Yeah.
I? Then writing also, writing the things, because I feel when we start writing, sometimes, we reach to the very root of the problem when we are
Correct.
writing.
Yeah.
So, one thing. And I would like to add one more thing. I took from your very old session that
Yeah.
was change motion to change emotion.
Yeah.
I, really follow that. If ever I
Yeah.
feel low, so I just change my place, start
Yeah.
singing or doing something I
Correct.
really love, and that really helps. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. Just to reiterate, thank you so much. Motion changes in motion. So the moment you feel low about yourself, change your motion. Either run, immediately when you want to bring a change, put your this thing, change something, dancing. When you change your motion, your emotions change. Okay, good. Thank you so much. It was wonderful, wonderful, always wonderful having you. Anything else from anybody? If whatever you learned, whatever you like, whatever you would practice. You can type, you can chat. Okay. Hamza, peace, love, and happiness. Okay, beautiful session. Thank you, brother. Anything else that you want to, what you want to practice? And you can tell me. And anything from Mariam that you loved in this session? Yeah. 1 point.
Hi, Mister.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
This one, I like it. I allow myself to throw all my old negative, rubbish thoughts.
Yeah.
memories, because it's not helping me.
Great. It is not helping
making me
more
worse.
vulnerable. Yeah. What Mariam said is allowing myself, taking the onus, taking the responsibility of throwing the garbage. You know, my neighbor is not going to come and throw my garbage. Who's going to do that? Me, myself. Okay. So taking the onus, taking the responsibility of throwing my garbage when not on a yearly basis, on a daily basis. So if I can do that, imagine how fresh I will feel, how fragrant I will feel on a daily basis when the rubbish is out. Anybody, anything else, guys? Anybody would like to speak? Akram,
Mr.
sorry. Yes, Akram, tell me.
Yes. Okay. Sometimes I don't know what's happened to my feeling. Yani my feeling goes down. I don't know what's happening. Yani I can't yani put my finger on the problem.
Yep.
Even if I am writing the problem, or I'm writing what I'm feeling like this.
Very good question.
So yes. So
Yep.
how can I solve it or jump or move? Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's a beautiful question. Beautiful question. Sometimes I really don't know where to point out, where to put my finger. I'm feeling low and I don't know. And one of the reason is we've been living a life of being unaware what we've been doing. So one of the reasons is, and once we are aware about it, we'll be more enlightened. That's one. Secondly is, if I don't know, the easiest way to start is to empower myself, right? Empower the real me. When I keep empowering myself, what happens when I feel low is immediately the biggest reason is I've made myself low is because I've thought low about myself, right? Knowingly or unknowingly, right? And the more garbage that I have, if I'm able to, as Mariam said, if I'm going to throw whatever garbage, so I don't have to even understand what garbage I have. So even saying whatever I feel low, whatever I feel negative, whatever I feel down about myself, I just want to out. Just throw it out because you don't have to really know pock and pod. Just throw it out, right? All right. I want to destroy and uncreate whatever the old me is, throw it out. And every day when I do that and empower myself with peace, love, happiness, power, truth, this is the real me. Slowly, slowly, you will feel, wow, I'm coming back to life now. Again, it's not a process of 1 hour. It's not a process of 1 day, but it is slowly, slowly you get there and you ask again, asking the universe, how can I feel a lot more better on a daily basis? How can I throw the rubbish I've accumulated inside me? And trust me, it will give you because you are so aware about what it needs to be done. Just throwing that question also empowers you to get an answer in, in due course of time. right? You don't have to know the answer, just ask and you will get it. Because you are super duper being and you will get the answer. And just keep empowering yourself. All right, guys. I really learned a lot myself with all the questions. It really helped me to dig a bit below and find out those answers. And thanks to you all for joining in. And I hope to see you all soon in the next session. It's been 5:20. I apologize that I've taken a little bit longer time, and I hope you would love to come in with the other sessions that Inner Space will provides every week, and empowering you. Stay connected to this because every single week, the people that are connected will provide so much of fruit for thoughts and the ways to feel much more better. There are very few places that help you feel better, and that's one of these. So stay connected, stay in tune, and ask the universe. It will provide you at the right time, and the teacher will come to you and will provide you with the answers. Till then, thank you so much, and have a lovely day, and catch you soon. Take care. Bye.